Boss by nature. Hey, TV 920. No Chapman Realty. Happy Monday to everybody. This is one of my first, hey boo, this is my first tip from my educator's toolbox. Over the next few days, few weeks, really the whole doggone school year. Because our kids need to be successful the whole school year. As you can tell, I had a rough night last night, but it was a rough night in a good way because I'm busy building another part of my brand. I'm doing things that are unconventional. I shouldn't say unconventional, but not as popular. You know, I don't do the lip gloss. I don't do, hair products. I don't do those things. Shout out to everybody who got the attention span to do it because I get bored real quick with that. That's just not me. What I am is an educator. And for many years, I've been able to teach inside of schools that most people run away from because they're considered bad schools. But the only thing that makes a school bad is leadership and instruction in the classroom. So get it right. Our kids can learn. Yeah, they can be a little rambunctious, but you gotta let them know who's in control of the classroom. That's all to it. I still got kids from my first years, 1998, who are still attached to me, who still let me know that they still remember some of the things that I taught them. So that to me lets me know that I was doing the right thing. So if you have youth in your life, whether it be your children, your nieces and nephews, any type of family, your next door neighbor, your mentees, whomever, this is a tip that always works. It has always done wonders for my students and for my own child. First tip is taking ownership. I don't care if they're in elementary school, if they're in pre-K. Having ownership is huge because if we know somebody else is going to do it for us, then we tend to let that responsibility kind of like fall to the wayside. Oh, mama will take care of it, daddy will take care of it, grandmama will take care of it, auntie got me. Cut it out. Ownership. And so how do they take ownership? This is one of the biggest things that will establish ownership for them. Give them a study space, a study area, kind of like their own in-home office. All right. Best bet is to put a table, the small table that is their size, that is, if they're a smaller child, get the smaller table, get the smaller chair. And there's plenty of thrift shops that have it. Get creative and get the crates. I heard that they had the crates, the milk crates from Walmart for $1. There are things that you can do. Get creative. You don't have to break the bank to make this happen. But put a table up against a wall, and that way they have a platform that they can put post-it notes. I advise you to get post-it notes because this is the thing. When they have questions about things as they're studying, they can write down those notes and they can stick it on the wall. And then when it's time to go to school, they can take those notes off the wall and put it inside of their notebook, in their planner, in their calendar, inside of the textbook that they have the question from, okay? Allow them to set up inspirational things. We do it for ourselves, affirmations, so we should be training our children to do the same thing. I am excellent. I will not quit. Failure is not an option. I will do my best. Getting my learn on, turn up for the learn up, and that comes from my friend that's with Party Animal Rentals down in Atlanta. I love that hat. She does that hashtag turn up for the learn up. We have to make learning what it needs to be, and that's cool. I've had my fill of people thinking being dense is the thing to be. It ain't cute to be ignorant at all, okay? So we have to establish the cool level, the cool factor, reestablish that with being smart. And that doesn't mean smart means that you can memorize everything, because memorizing stuff does not mean that you know how to apply it, okay? Please let it be known. Just because somebody can name all of the different presidents like that, that's cute, that's good. But at the same time, if they know what a president stood for, or memorizing, well, I think the only thing memorizing something is very good in is math, because that never changes. But if somebody can tell you what something is, if they can read something to you, that's great. But if they can't tell you what it means, then we have a problem, okay? And problems don't mean for you to freak out, all right? So I want to stay right in ownership because we want to make sure we create a safe space where it is okay to be confused about something. As soon as students learn and know that it's okay to make a mistake and it's okay not to know, and we make it safe for them to know that finding out is actually the best part, then we're going to get some progress, okay? That was the biggest breakthrough for my students when I walked into their lives and they walked into mine, and I let them know some things that I didn't know. I said, and we're going to find out together. I think it takes so much strength for a person to admit when they don't know something. And I say this a lot throughout my broadcasts and my posts. If you're a know-it-all and you know nothing, then you lying to yourself and everybody else, and that lie is going to catch up with you, okay? Create the space where it is okay to ask questions. They always say there's no dumb question. The only dumb question is a question that's not asked when you don't know. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further. The other dumb question is when you're asking a question depending on someone else's knowledge versus going to get that knowledge for yourself. All right? So, ownership. Get the safe space for them to create their study space, their own mobile office, their office for excellence, their academic space, whatever you want to call it. And I would love if people would take pictures of it and hashtag it Generation Yep Workspace. Because I want to see how people are being creative. Allow children, students to have that space, that freedom, that safety to know that it's a process to learn, okay? When they take ownership for their knowledge, then they're more inclined to want to learn. When they know that you are behind them and not saying, well, how you don't know that? You didn't study. We get frustrated because we know it. But if you think about something the first time you learned it, that's a very vulnerable time. So be easy, okay? Keep that in check. And I have to keep myself in check sometimes with my son because, you know, it's just a mother-son relationship. So with all of that being said, the ownership for their education, having that space, inside of that space you also have a calendar, a timeline of things that are due. We don't do, oh, we got a project due tomorrow, we got to turn it in. Okay, well, you are on your own. My son is 9 years old, and he pulled that crap when he was 8, saying that he forgot. And it was some kind of way it fell through the cracks, and I didn't get an email from the teacher. I didn't get an assignment sheet. I didn't see it in his book bag, so I didn't know about it because I hold him accountable. But when he told me the night before, on a Sunday, that something was due that Monday morning, I said, best of luck to you. You about to eat that grade because I already told you about deadlines. So have a calendar. Have a calendar for them. I don't care if they make it themselves, and I will also have a download on my website in about the next 7 days. Matter of fact, if you just go to my website, geechiegurl.org, and then you click to go to the new updated website, everything is linked together. There's a space for you to subscribe, and what will happen is that when you subscribe, you will get the email blast for when I have these educational downloads and things, these tools that are helpful. Okay, so ownership is number one. It is their education, and they have a responsibility to know how to be successful based on how they learn. Create that workspace for them, with them, not for them, but with them, because it has to reflect how they learn. It will help with their organizational skills. Okay, so that's all I have for right now. I have a few other bullet points. I may jump on later on today based on what I have going on. If I get a free minute or if I feel inspired to do so, I will do that. But just stay connected, because this is stuff that is always going to produce successful students, lifelong learners. Feel free to apply this to your own life if you have your own small business. Just remember this. Allow people to make mistakes and allow people to learn how they learn. Just because you did it one way does not mean that they have to do it that same way. Except for that new math. I'm sorry. 2 + 2 = 4. I don't need to go across the bridge and under a tunnel to find the other 2 and the history of 2 to know that 2 + 2 = 4. I'm not with that new math, okay? But anyway, I digress. I just had to say that because when I saw it, I'm like, word, really? It took you 5 minutes to get to the question's answer, the end result? by going all the way around. Let me stop. Anyway, y'all have a great day. I will speak with you later on. In the meantime, encourage youth, whether they related to you or not. Encourage them. Let them know they're going to be okay. Let's start speaking life into them. And I promise you, last time I checked, a brand new pair of J's don't have jack to do with how this works. Okay, if they already got a pair, you might want to hold off on another pair. That's my personal opinion. I endorse and approve that message. I'm so tired of seeing that. In my news feed, I saw somebody saving up to buy a pair of J's when just the last week they were praying for overflow. Okay, cut that out. Cut it out. All right, there are things that are more valuable. So but smooches and red rice here. I'll check in with you a little bit later. If you and your student get workspace together, then take a picture of it. Use the hashtag #GenerationYep and say check out my website. Not the website. I'm telling y'all to check out my website, but check out our workspace, and I will repost it. Looking for inspiration for others, because sometimes people just don't know what to do. So, smooches and red rice. Love you.